Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you once again for listening in on the latest COVID-19 update. Last week, I felt it was important to address the protests and civil unrest in cities across America surrounding the murder of George Floyd. Still in full force, and as the demands for police reform grows across the country, I wish to say a few words about our police department. Our police undergo regular training on de-escalation techniques, diversity and inclusion, fair and impartial policing and procedural justice, and police legitimacy. They follow the 4 tenets of procedural justice: voice, neutrality, respectful treatment, and trustworthiness. They are trained on these ideals and strive to live up to them every day. They are advocates in so many areas, including embracing community policing, establishing direct liaisons with each city ward and that city councilor, participating in the Beacon Coalition supporting our youth, providing a highly skilled resource officer working directly with our schools and students, serving on the Jeannie Geiger Crisis Center high-risk team, supporting individuals with addictions and their families, and participating in numerous community forums. They also hold annual toy and food drives during the holidays to support families in need. Our police department has evolved over the years and achieved full accreditation in 2005 and has maintained this rigorous certification every 3 years since, including 2020. I feel strongly that we have a true, deep, and positive connection between the police and our community, and I thank them for their service. We are fortunate to have this level of professionalism in our police department as we look across the country and watch and listen to graphic stories that deeply impacted people of color in our country. We all hope that the time has come to institute new programs, regulations, and procedures that prevent another loss of life at the hands of a rogue officer. The dialogue may finally be shifting, and let us all support these changes in areas of our country where they are truly and desperately needed. Our city is privileged to have a very active and engaged Human Rights Commission. Due to the recent events, I have asked the Commission to create opportunities for our community to discuss the current racial tensions across the nation in response to the death of George, as well as explore potential policies, programs, and best practices to adopt as a community that would help improve diversity and inclusiveness in Newburyport. So many Newburyporters have been affected by COVID-19, and I am pleased to announce the kickoff of a rental assistance program that will provide funds for residents of Newburyport who are unable to pay residential rent due to circumstances related to COVID-19. The City of Newburyport is partnering with the Pettingill House, Inc., who will administer the program. Qualified households are eligible for up to 3 months of rental assistance with a maximum monthly dollar amount of $1,500 for a total of $4,500 per household. Applications and information on how to qualify for the program may be found at the Pettingill House, Inc. website at pettingillhouse.org. This past week, Governor Baker made his much-anticipated announcement that Massachusetts can begin Phase 2 of its reopening plan. The phase is broken into 2 parts, meaning that some businesses included in the phase won't be able to open right away. Indoor dining is one example. In close contact, personal services such as nail salons will open later when the health data continues to indicate we are making progress with decreased COVID-19 cases. As we implement this phase of reopening, we are encouraging our businesses to return, but are also advising business owners not to rush back if they don't feel they are ready. They need to ensure they can meet all state guidelines and added restrictions with a reopening plan and have all the proper documentation available to reopen. Restaurants can now be open for outdoor dining, and retailers can allow customers back inside for browsing, with capacity limits and other precautions in place. Non-urgent healthcare procedures like routine dental care and in-person checkups are also reopening. Our athletic fields and playgrounds are open. Limited youth and adult sports activity are allowed, including certain types of games that can maintain social distancing. Team sports and group events are still prohibited. The parks are open, and we encourage all to enjoy them safely. Organizational education programs, activities, workout classes, and outdoor public art installations are allowed, maintaining social distancing guidelines, and groups of gathering of 10 or less. Our Parks Department has provided detailed guidance on their website at www.newburyportparks.com/COVID-19. Child care and day camps can reopen when they are ready to implement all of the health and safety requirements that have been laid out. By now, you should be able to contact your preferred organizations and centers for what services and programming they are offering for the summer. Our Newburyport Youth Services Department, as well as other organizations, are doing their best to put together programs within the state restrictions while maintaining their missions and expectation of quality. We are excited to say that Newburyport Youth Services has over 500 registrations in its first week of reopening operations. This response is surely indicative of how important that being outdoors and having activities for our children will be, given the isolation and staying at home over the last several months. We have been working with our local businesses to support them in every way possible. We continue to identify ways to utilize our open spaces, help encourage outdoor retailing and dining downtown, including the use of parking spaces, a partial shutdown of streets, or possibly select nights for closing of streets. The restaurant industry, as we know, has been hit especially hard during these times, and we've made it a priority in our reopening the local economy in Newburyport. With outdoor dining allowed in Phase 2, we have been working with restaurants to assist them with their plans to operate outside on their properties, in addition to expanding onto public and private spaces. This has required extensive work across multiple departments to make it successful and a reality for our restaurants as they recover from this crisis. I would like to extend my sincerest appreciation to our License Commission and our City Council for working with us on expediting the permitting process. Last night, 9 restaurants were approved to expand outdoor dining on private property, with another review scheduled for tonight. I know we all miss dining in our favorite restaurants, so please watch for these outdoor spaces to begin serving over the next several weeks and make a reservation. We have also been working on a way to bring together our businesses and the community. This week, and working with the Mayor's Economic Reopening Committee and City Council, we have made a plan to close State Street from Middle to Essex Street on 3 occasions as part of a 4-night weekend event, with the first scheduled for June 18th. The streets will be open to walking public to enjoy the outside spaces and the local businesses residing in the downtown. I would like to thank the City Council for their approval in this effort, and especially to City Council President Eigerman and Councilors McCauley and Lane for their efforts and work in streamlining these plans. We continue to work on changes surrounding the downtown with the intention to benefit the needs for the greatest number of our community members. Our public library opened this week as part of Phase 2, beginning with a curbside pickup service of reserved materials that takes place in the patio area on Harris Street. It has been very successful with over 350 orders just in this first week. Patio pickup hours have now been extended from 9:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 9:30 to 4:30 on Friday and Saturday. You can call the library at 978-465-4428 or use our online and virtual resources available through the website at newburyportportalpl.org. We look forward to seeing you at the patio pickup. Newburyport City Hall and other municipal buildings will remain closed to the public. City employees return to regular work schedules this Monday, June 15th. Since the state prohibition against gatherings of more than 10 people remains in effect, all city public meetings and hearings will continue to be conducted remotely until further notice. This includes city council and school committee meetings. We are also working on a plan to open City Hall to the public with revised hours by July 6th. Our superintendent and his leadership team have been closely following state recommendations for the implementation of summer school and programming, and guidance is also expected from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education within the next 2 weeks so that districts can begin developing fall plans. The superintendent is setting up a district reopening task force, which will be led by an inclusive team of leaders and subgroups. There are many questions to answer about operations, curricula, and supporting our students and staff in returning to school. All districts will need plans to address several possibilities, including a full in-person return to school, a hybrid approach where students are in school for some days a week, and a fully remote plan. We will create opportunities to hear the thoughts and concerns of all students, staff, and parents. There will not be one simple answer or plan to meet every individual's needs, but there will be policies, procedures, and innovative ideas that allow us to safely reopen our schools together as one community. Overall, the state continues to report favorable results as we have seen a significant decline in the virus. Given this positive progression, we expect that step 2 of phase 2 will happen soon, with partial indoor dining and close contact personal services, manicures, massages will be permitted to open. We currently have 21 active cases of COVID-19 in the community. In total, there have been 89 positive cases of Newburyport residents. This does indicate, as a community, we are managing and mitigating the spread of the virus. Lastly, at this time, I need to emphasize once again that this virus is very much still with us. I implore all our residents to continue social distancing and wear face covers as common practice. If the public health data continues to move in the right direction, we could be moving into phase 3 on June 29th at the earliest. Which would be a welcome sight for many more of our businesses, organizations, and institutions still waiting to reopen in their communities. Let's stay the course. Thank you to all of you. Continue to be safe and stay well. Thank you.